I'm super excited about today's recipe. It's a Tuscan kale and white bean soup. This is gonna be that hearty soup you make all season long. I'm super excited, so let's just jump right in. We're going to take some garlic and thinly slice it. Don't worry about getting it too thin. It's going to relax in the oil and then you're just going to blend it up anyway. The other ingredients that we need to get ready are a yellow onion. You can use white or a sweet onion. This is my least favorite step about making soup. I hate chopping onions. I always cry, and it's just not that fun. We're just going to rough chop it. Again, everything gets blended, so you don't need to worry about making it too small. We're gonna set these aside until we're ready to saute them. Next step is going to be chopping up your potatoes. You need about 1 to 2 pounds depending on how potato heavy you like your soup. You can use Yukon Gold or just these baby fingerlings, or any type of waxy potato will work really well. You don't wanna use russet potatoes. They tend to fall apart as they boil, and then you kind of just have a mushy potato. So we're just gonna rough chop these into quarters. This size works well. You can go smaller, they'll cook faster, but don't worry about getting them too even. Lovely. The next step is going to be peeling and rough chopping these carrots. I peel them. You can also leave the skins on, just depends on how dirty they come. I like to go for about this size since it makes it quick to cook and an easy bite if the blender misses 1 or 2 carrots. Carrots done. Next, we're going to prep the kale. You can really use any type of kale for this. I love this Tuscan kale. It kind of has a meatier, chewier texture, and it really cooks down really nice. So I'm just going to de-stem it. I save my stems for vegetable stock. I don't love them in soup because they get kind of stringy. So we're also going to be using fennel seed, tomato paste, and bay leaf with that fresh cut garlic. So we're gonna go on over to the stove and get this soup started. You can use any pan that you want as long as it just has a little bit of depth to it. We're going to add some olive oil, about 1/4 cup. You want it to cover the bottom of your pan. When the oil is just starting to get hot, go ahead and add your garlic in. Give it a good stir to coat. Before the garlic starts to turn golden brown, we're also going to add in the fennel seed and a couple of cranks of salt. When everything is smelling very fragrant and the garlic is maybe just starting to turn golden, we're going to add in some tomato paste, about 2 tablespoons. At the same time, add in your onion and your potatoes. Give everything a really good mix. When the onions are starting to just turn translucent, you're going to add in the carrots and add a dash of salt. If you season as you go, your soup will have a little bit better depth of flavor and you won't oversalt it at the end. After a few minutes of sauteing, we're going to add in vegetable stock, chicken stock, or mushroom stock. You can also add in extra stock if you want your soup to be a little bit thinner. We're going to add in a few fresh bay leaves, make sure they're nice and covered, and then we're going to cover it and bring it to a rolling boil. So the soup is almost there. This is probably the largest potato piece I could find, and it was just fork tender. I want it to be a little bit softer before I immersion blend, so we're gonna go a little bit longer. Before we add in the potatoes and kale, we need to take out the bay leaf. Add in the Tuscan kale and 1 can of drained cannelli beans. Stir everything to combine. All right, we are almost done. So we are going to use an immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can take out some of the soup and add it to a blender. I like to leave the soup at this stage of chunkiness. It has a lot of texture. It's really, really delicious. To make it a little bit cozier, I usually add in about 1/2 cup of coconut milk. And for some extra herby goodness, some fresh cilantro. So we are going to go ahead and taste test this. It is really good. It just needs a little bit of salt and pepper. We are going to let this sit for a few minutes while we get a bowl ready with some Parmesan cheese. The flavors are really gonna come together. And there you have it, topped with Parmesan cheese, fresh cilantro, and served with bread, your favorite cracker, some steak, or even an Italian sausage. I hope you guys give this soup a try and love it as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching.